Hey skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2024 ski test. Got a Salomon QST 92 for you today. One of the most well-rounded skis out there. We've talked about this for a few years now, how this is one of those models that if at the end of all the ski tests, all the gear reviews, all the comparison videos, if you still don't know what to get this. It's just a no-brainer. It's about as automatic as it gets. We had a great time. We put together a full review of this ski last year and really just kind of made us realize how incredibly versatile and well-rounded and accessible and approachable this QST 92 actually is. Other than a slight graphic update, this ski returns unchanged for 2024, kind of bringing this new, slightly shorter turn radius mentality to the mix. Makes the ski incredibly agile, super maneuverable, really easy to turn, and just an impressive kind of array of turn shapes and styles in its arsenal. So really anything from short skidded turns in the bumps or trees, all the way to letting it run and making longer carved turns. This thing's pretty well at home. Certainly there are other better carving skis in the low to mid 90s range that have, some sort of metal to them, even within Salomon. Stance 90, for example, are better in terms of carving, but in terms of mixing attributes, hard to get better than this QST 92. Not really supposed to say it, but one of my favorite skis out there for sure, just in terms of its range and scope and ability. Love how well this thing does everything. A lot of it starts with the construction. We do have a full poplar wood core in this ski, as well as CFX fibers, so carbon and flax stringers in the tips and the tails. That gives the ski a ton of energy, nice pop, really great to get from one turn to the next with energy. Just fantastic rebound coming out of this ski. We also get their double sidewall technology. Probably hard to tell, it's a little darker of a color, but right where my fingers are, underfoot, there is stiffer and more dense ABS material. So just a beefier sidewall in the underfoot zone, adding to that grip and torsional stiffness. So anytime you're getting into that low 90s, you start to want to get more torsional stiffness and edge grip for firmer snow. So if you spend a lot of time, like here in the East, it does get firm a whole lot. So, that adds to the grip. It's certainly not taking it to front side level or even all mountain. I mean, it's certainly an all mountain ski, but has more of that free ride shape because it's the narrower version of the wider QST skis. So it does have a free ride personality for sure. But really cool ski. It doesn't have the cork of the wider versions. So it's a little bit more pingy in terms of its noise level, but didn't really bother me. I actually really liked it. It felt like energy coming out of the ski. On the scale here, this is the 176, and it is not 80 grams. I do have to tare this thing. A little heavier than that. 1,878 grams on this one. So it has some heft to it for being slightly narrower, but isn't too heavy. Kind of right in that middle zone, just like we talked about with QST, everything right down the middle. So love this thing in terms of blending that agility and stability. Nice positive camber underfoot, good energy built into the ski. And then in terms of rocker, not nearly as dramatic as the wider versions. That tip rocker starts about here, whereas in the QST 98, it is well down into the middle of the ski. So definitely a different profile in these narrower QST versions versus the widers. But the taper shape kind of lines up better. So more dramatic taper, down to about here is the widest spot, making a nice pointy shape in the front. That's a big change that we saw from last year, or from 2 years ago to last year, where they changed that taper shape. The old one used to have less. So this is a little bit smoother of an entry and an exit to the turn. Also shortens that turn radius. So taper and rocker, right about the same place in the tail. Not terribly dramatic, about what you'd expect from a mid-90s ski. And then a short radius, 15 meters in this 176. This is actually the length that I skied when we did our review, we didn't have the 184 at the time. So obviously this is a little bit shorter than I would choose for myself at 6'2", 225. But I didn't have much of an issue with this thing at all. I really enjoyed that shorter length, that increased maneuverability. Because the ski is pretty stable on its own, you know, I didn't feel like I was missing out on a whole lot. I would still get the 184, but did not find the 176 here to be too short. Even with that 15-meter turn radius, I rather enjoyed it, in fact. So whatever they're doing, I hope they keep doing. Ton of fun on this ski. Perfect versatility. If you don't know what to get this thing. It's just a no-brainer, super automatic. Make sure you check out the Salomon QST 92 here at skiessentials.com, and we will see you out there on the hill. Bye.